C jam? Okay. Yeah? C jam. Nobody knows.
Morning, Riverbend, wherever you are. We're just glad to be together in whatever way we can be. Just want to say I miss you. But we're glad we can connect this way. We're going to make the most of it. So hopefully you're able to check in online. We've got people that are monitoring the feed. We've got people all around the world checking in, and that means a lot to us. And you can comment, you can send us your prayer requests. We've got folks who are monitoring that. And we're going to make the most of this situation. Even though we can't physically be together, we're going to come together into the presence of God. So get your coffee and your breakfast burrito, get your kids, get yourself comfortable, and join us as we journey into God's presence. Thanks for being a part of this today. I really wish we could be together, but in some way I know that we already are. And it's our prayer today, that you will experience the presence of God right where you are, just as you are, and that we will look forward to the time when we can be together here, live, even as we join with one another in the presence of God. So join us now as we enter into God's presence and worship together. Thanks for being here.
In this time of so much fear, it's really important that we spread hope. So I encourage you this morning as we sing, as you go about your week, your day, to your family, to your friends, to those you may not be able to be with, spread a little hope. And we as believers can say together, all our hope is in Jesus. Let's sing this together. I've been held by the Savior. I've felt fire from above. I've been down to the river, and I ain't the same, a prodigal return. Sing it with us. All my hope, all my hope is in Jesus. Thank God my yesterday's gone. All my sins are forgiven. I've been washed by the blood. I'm no stranger to prison. I've worn shackles and chains, but I've been freed and forgiven. Not going back, I've never been the same. Sing it. All my hope is in Jesus. Thank God that yesterday's gone. All my sins are forgiven. There's a kind of thing that just breaks a man, break him down to his knees. God, I've been broken more than a time or two. Yeah, Lord, and you picked me up, showed me what it means to be a man. Come on and sing, all my hope is in Jesus. Thank God my yesterday's gone. All my sins are forgiven. I think you know this one. And this is our prayer this whole time that we're going through this. We simply say to the Lord, Lord, I need you. We really need you, God, this morning. Please calm our fear. Your promises are true, and God, I know that you'll bring us through all this. But we do lift this up to you this morning. And you out there singing with us, just sing this from your heart. Lord, I come, I confess, bowing here, I find my rest. Without you, I fall apart. You're the one that guides my heart. Lord, I need you, sing it. Lord, I need you. Oh, I need you. Every hour I need you. My one defense, my righteousness. Oh God, how I need you. Where sin runs deep, your grace is more. Where grace is found is where you are. Where you are, Lord, I am free. Holiness is Christ. Sing it out now. Lord, I need you. Oh, I need you. Every hour I need you. My one defense, my righteousness. Oh God, how I need you. So teach my song to rise to you. When temptation comes my way, when I cannot stand, I fall on you. Jesus, you're my hope and stay. Lord, I need you. Lord, I need you. Oh, I need you. Every hour I need you. My one defense, my righteousness. Oh God, how I need you. Sing it again with us. Lord, I need you. Oh, I need you. Every hour I need you. My one defense, my righteousness. Oh God, how I need you. You're my one defense. You're my one defense, my righteousness. Oh God, how I need you. My one defense, my righteousness. Oh God, how I need you.
Thank you, fellas. And thank you for being here. Thanks for checking in. We're following you and interacting with you online. Aaron, what are you seeing in terms of folks out there?
Each other, kind of like we're at the front door, and just say hello and welcome each other. Kind of grab your coffee and sit down, just like we do at normal church. It's odd to me how just connected I feel with everybody watching these comments and seeing as people are saying, hey, they even started already setting up some prayers about this is who God is to me, what's going on. It's the big virtual hugs that are going on is just really beautiful.
Yeah.
So keep it up, keep talking, put a like there, a little heart there. Let us know you're there. We want to feel connected with you, so continue to do that.
Yeah, and I know we're not in your living room, but this is kind of a living room. And after we're done here, as soon as we're done, we're going to throw it to Casey McPherson, who will be live in his living room. So we're all coming together, even though we are separated physically, we are one in heart. So thanks for being a part of this. Thank you so much for being a part of the Riverbend family. Let's stay in touch the best as we can. And we'll continue to draw near to God. So let's continue to do that and continue to focus and continue to find our way into His presence.
You know, during times like this, it's really difficult to find hope at times. And to even understand what's going on. And I know in my life, when I've gone through things, I've lived on this earth for 67 years, and I've gone through a few things, not near as many as some of you. God has been good to me, but I have had my pain in my life, and this is a different kind of thing none of us have ever experienced that is worldwide. That's what's so unique about it. It's unlike a disaster, a tornado, a hurricane, because it's happening to all of us. But I think God wants us to understand that He's in charge. And it's hard to understand that sometimes and even trust in Him at times, if we're honest. But I know His promises are true. And I know when I've been going through things like this, the thing I do is I look back over my life, those 67 years, and I look at the struggles, and then I look at the way that God brought me through those things. And I can count, and sometimes it's just a little thing, but God is always faithful to bring us through the pain. He doesn't ever guarantee we'll never have pain, but He will bring us through. And that's why I wanted to share this song with you today that simply says, all is well. All is well, day is done, purple skies, crimson sun, a whisper, God still in control. All is well with my soul. All is well, storms are gone, I've been tossed, but life goes on. My prayers were heard, and your promise holds. All is well with my soul. Dark winds blew to tempt and test, but Lord, in you I found rest. I did not fear, for you are Lord. You made it clear that I am yours. All is well. all is well, for in Christ should some trial it claim my life, at once I'll stand on streets of gold. All is well, all is well, all is well with my soul.
Good morning, everyone. It's so good to see you. That was beautiful, Carlton. Very, very beautiful. Thanks for singing that. Thanks for being here with us this morning. I know this is different. I know this is maybe weird for some of you, but it's also very comforting for me to see your comments and things that are going on. I want to share something with you this morning. You know, I moved to Texas about 3.5 years ago, and moving to Texas has been a great thing for my family and I. We love Austin. We love Riverbend. I think it's well documented how much we love that. Well, the hard part for me was leaving my family, and especially my sister. My sister ended up having a little girl, and her name is Audrey. And so much of Audrey's life, I've gotten to know her through FaceTime, and we FaceTime often. Audrey and I, and we're connected, and I love her, and she loves me, and it's great to be Uncle Aaron. She calls me Unc. She doesn't call me Uncle Aaron. She just calls me Unc. And so we have a relationship through FaceTime. And then there's these moments when her and I get together, and we get to embrace, and we get to hug, and it's really good. And she gets to do that with my kids and her Auntie Em, who's Emily. And it's a beautiful thing for us, and we really love it. But our relationship is different than what I thought it was going to be. I kind of had to imagine I would maybe like grow up, she would grow up like in the next door to me or type of thing, and I get to be Uncle Aaron. And that's not the way it's gone. But God's really blessed us. We've been able to be connected that way and still be family. And so this morning, I know this is different. I know a lot of the stuff that's going on is different, but we're still family. And I hope you feel that today. I hope you feel connected to each other and to us. And I love all the virtual hugs and things that are going on. Continue to do that online and let us feel that. And so part of our family today, you know, there's lots of things going on. There's this live stream that's happening. There's ministry going on everywhere. We have our children's ministry, our youth ministry. Everybody's kind of ramping up and doing things virtually. If you've looked on my Facebook page or anything, you've seen all the stuff we're doing in the community, and it's important. God is still using our family to make an impact in our community, in the world, and even in your own living room. And man, that's an amazing, amazing thing. So this morning, as a part of our family, I want to encourage you, if you're listening to me, I would encourage you to continue to support the family financially. There's an easy way to get onto the Riverbend website and give. If you have the app, you can give through that. But we want to continue to do what God's doing here, and I want to just thank you for your support of the family, for whatever you're doing. Whether you're out delivering things to people, or you're helping with some of this stuff behind the scenes, thank you to our family for what you're doing. So, for me this morning, you know, if Audrey's listening, Uncle says, I love you. I love you guys too. I really do. We will miss you. But we will, at some point, be able to embrace each other and love each other without a sanitary, hand-washing bath. It'll happen again. So have some hope, because it's coming. It's going to happen eventually. But for now, we're going to do life differently. And we love you. Would you just pray with me this morning? Just join me in prayer as we do this. Lord, we're so thankful again for our family, that you allow us to be together. Even though it's different, God, you allow us to be together and be connected this morning. God, for all the things that are going on in people's lives, for the worry, for the hurt, for the fear, for all the stuff that's happening, God, I pray you bring peace to it right now. God, I just pray that the people will be able to take those things that they're struggling with and put it in your hands right now. Let them sense you and feel you. And let us feel like a family, even in the midst of all this, Lord. We thank you so much for what you're going to do through all this, God. We don't even know and understand, but we know, God, you're going to do something amazing, and we thank you right now for it. So, God, be with us as we hear from your word, as we get connected to you. Be with us this morning, we pray. In your name, amen.
Amen. Thank you, Aaron. Appreciate that a lot. And I appreciate all of you who continue to be generous with your time. There are needs that we are meeting in our community, and your contributions to Riverbend, your participation here, even remotely, helps us to, as Aaron said, extend our family reach and serve those who are most at risk. Appreciate that. I appreciate coming together like this. I miss you, but I'm glad we can at least connect this way. And I don't know about you, but I could really use a hero right now. Not just any hero, a superhero. And so this morning, I want to share with you something that I've never shared with anyone else before. And that is, I am Batman. I know, you're probably sitting there and saying, honey, check the volume. I think Dave just said, that he was Batman. I am the Cape Crusader, the Dark Knight of Gotham. That can't be right, but that's what I said. I am Batman. I am the hero you are looking for. I am Batman. I know that may be hard for you to believe, and some of you are processing the idea. You can't be Batman because Christian Bale is Batman, and I saw it on a series of movies. And Michael Keaton, remember Michael Keaton was Batman. And if you remember further back, you may remember, if you're a fan of the Batman stories, you remember that Val Kilmer was Batman, or you may even remember that George Clooney was Batman. And my wife at home right now is watching, saying, "Oh, you're not George Clooney, dear. No, don't tell people that. I wish you were George Clooney, but you're not George Clooney." But maybe you're like me, and you're old enough to remember my favorite Batman, a character, an actor named Adam West. He was, in my mind, the consummate Batman. Now you may say, well, Dave, I appreciate you suggesting that you could be Batman, but I'm going to need proof. If you are going to say that you are Batman, where's the Batmobile? I'd love to drive the Batmobile. Do you have the Batmobile? Where is your loyal butler, Alfred? And your sidekick, Robin? Just introduce us. If you're Batman, take us to the Batcave. Where's your little hat with the pointy ears and a cape? You don't look good in a cape, Dave. You can't possibly be Batman. It's outrageous for you to suggest such a thing. You need proof. You need evidence when someone makes an outrageous statement like that. People make outrageous statements like that all the time, and they don't have an opportunity to back it up. They just say, I am the person that you're looking for. I am the hero that you need. But we need proof. 2,000 years ago, a young rabbi who wandered and taught in the area of Palestine made some outrageous claims. In fact, of all of the things that this young rabbi, Jesus of Nazareth, claimed, he claimed a number of things that he was. In fact, in the stories that record the life of Jesus of Nazareth, the Gospels of Matthew, Mark, and Luke, and John, the Gospel of John, the narrative arc of the entire story, is built around 7 I am statements, 7 outrageous claims that Jesus makes about himself. In John chapter 6, he says, I am the bread of life. In John chapter 8, he says, I am the light of the world. In John chapter 10, he says 2 things. He first of all says, I am the gate. I am the gate through which people enter into salvation. And then just a moment later, he says, I am the good shepherd. In John chapter 14, he makes the outrageous statement where he says, I am the way, the truth, and the life, and no one comes to the Father except through me. And in John chapter 15, he says, I am the vine, and you are the branches. And you can bear no fruit unless you are connected to me. But of the 7 I am statements that Jesus makes in the book of John that form the narrative arc of the story of who Jesus is, the most outrageous is the one where he says, I am the hero you are looking for. In John chapter 11, Jesus said, I am the resurrection and the life. He who believes in me will live even though he dies, and whoever lives and believes in me will never die. I believe in a God of miracles, and I believe that God does not just do miracles, God is the miracle. And I believe that Jesus was, in fact, that miracle. That the miracle of our life is that we have the information, we have the relationship about this one who said, I am the resurrection and the life. I am the hero you need. I am that man. Would you pray with me? Father in heaven, I would ask that the words of my mouth and the meditations of my heart would be pleasing in your sight, and that you would use your word spoken by your servant and anointed by your Spirit to remind us of your presence and your provision, your pleasure and your power. Pray that even though we may be separated, we might find that we are one in you and one in the hope that you provide. May we find life and come alive together in you. Pray that for myself and for my family and for everyone wherever they are in this hour and whenever they join us in this message. May your word come alive even as we come to life in you. And I pray that in Jesus' name. Amen. One of my heroes, one of my personal heroes, one of the people who I look up to, who actually became a friend of mine, was the man who was our pastor, the founding pastor of Riverbend Church, Dr. Gerald Mann. And for all of the pleasure that I had in getting to know him and being sort of mentored by him, I was always in awe of how he could take a phrase and summarize a truth so memorably. Those ideas of you can begin again, or you can get through what you can't get over. But I think it's appropriate for us to remember one of his famous phrases, one that I refer to all the time. 3 simple words: wait to worry. See, the genius of that phrase is not that he says don't worry, because we all worry. All of us worry. Worry is a part of the human experience. All of us, if we're paying attention, realize that the world operates in ways that we can't anticipate. And worry is a response to that. And worry is sort of a very personal thing. It's handmade. It's one size does not fit all. There are people who respond differently to different circumstances. There are some people who are hardwired to be anxious. I mean, there are some, I'm sure, out there today who the anxiety of this day, the worry about what is ahead for us is almost crippling. If you have some kind of generalized anxiety disorder, you realize it's nothing you choose. It's something that wells up inside of you, and with good counsel and good help and good therapeutic remedies, you can find your way through that anxiety. But worry is universal. It's not one size fits all. It's custom tailored. It's handmade. It's individualized. And it doesn't matter what season we are in. We can find our way to worry at any time, Whether we're thinking about the future and we're afraid of the future, we can be anxious and worried about that. Forensic worry is regret. The thoughts that we have about, I wish I had done these things better, or I had perhaps done these things differently. But many of us right now are in a place where we have great anxiety and worry and fear about today, because there's so much uncertainty and so much that we don't understand. And so the advice is good, to be aware of our worry. Because in times of crisis, in times of trouble, in times of difficulty, I think there are two kinds of people. There are those who wait to worry, and those who are in a hurry to worry. And both of those are reasonable reactions. In fact, in the story of the life of Jesus, in John chapter 11, last week we began a conversation anticipating the celebration of the pinnacle moment, the apex of human history, the resurrection of Jesus of Nazareth from the grave. And on our journey to Easter Sunday, over these Sundays, as we make our way to who knows what Easter Sunday will be about. If Easter Sunday is like this, I hope you'll at least get dressed up. Even if you're in your living room, just put on some really nice clothes. I'll wear some nice clothes for once, and we'll have Easter celebration even though we can't see each other. However, we get to Easter, that celebration of Easter marks the sort of the turning point, the sine qua non of human history, the resurrection of Jesus of Nazareth from the grave. And what we're doing is we're walking toward that by examining the prelude, the appetizer to the main course, another resurrection. The resurrection in John chapter 11 of a man named Lazarus of Bethany. Lazarus had two sisters, Martha and Mary, and they represent for us the two types of people in the face of crisis, in the face of worry. There are those who hurry to worry, and this was Lazarus' sister, Martha. It says that Jesus came toward Bethany, and Lazarus had been dead for 4 days already. And Martha, the one who was in a hurry to worry, ran out to meet him before he even got into the city. I'm thankful for Marthas. I'm thankful for those people who are in a hurry to worry. Before you think this is a bad thing, these are the first responders. These are the moms of the world. These are the people who find their way into the crisis, into the trauma. They're the people who run toward the need instead of waiting. They're the people who believe that they can make a difference, that they can fix things, that what they do matters, and this is a good thing. And they react, and they're empathetic, and they're passionate. And this was Martha. And Martha came, and she met Jesus before he got into the village of Bethany. And she says to him, Lord, if you had been here, my brother would not have died. Now, we don't have a video of this. We don't have any record of her body language or whether or not she was poking her finger in Jesus' chest or whether or not she was hanging her head and weeping. We don't know the tone of her voice. But it would easily be understood if she was accusatory, if she was gritting her teeth and poking her finger in her beloved rabbi's chest. If you had just been here, you could have made a difference. You could have saved my brother. If only you had been here. I think we realized that she probably recognized her aggression in that statement. Because with the next verse she says, but wait, I even now, God will give you whatever you ask. Jesus responds to her with kindness, and he says, your brother will rise again. And Martha reacts, as we often do, with sort of that bumper stop I know it's going to be okay. I know eventually things will work out. Theologically, what she's talking about is the resurrection, that a percentage of the Jewish people believed that day. There was a great debate in Jesus' day as to whether or not the resurrection was real, whether or not there was life after death. And many of the Jews, the Jewish people, believed in life after death, except for a group called the Sadducees. And they were sad, you see, because they didn't believe there was anything after death. That's not why they're actually called Sadducees. But the Sadducees, theologically, believed that when life was over, you just pulled the plug and you just shut down. So the idea was that she was kind of doing that thing that we do. And I'm watching us do it all the time right now. It's when we come to the end of our rope, we kind of tie a knot on the end of it, and we hold on to that one thing that prevents us from total despair. And the idea that there is a life beyond this life, the idea that I hear all the time, people saying, we will get through this. We will make it. This will not last. And it's true. It's absolutely true. This will not last. We will survive. There will be another day. There will be a day when we can gather together, and I look forward to that day, when we can actually see each other and be together and renew the preciousness of community. But that's really not enough. It is enough to say, I have this hope, when everything else is uncertain. We need that certainty. We need that bump stop on our life where we can say, I know that this will end. I know there will be a better day. I believe that there is something after this. And that can be good. But Jesus intended for us to have more than that in times of worry, in times of uncertainty. For after he tells Martha, yes, your brother will rise again, and she says, I know he will be resurrected in the last day, Jesus looks at her and he says, I am the resurrection and the life. And the one who believes in me will live even though they die. And the one who lives and believes in me will never die. This is theologically interpreted correctly as a promise, as the promise of that bump stop, the promise of life after life, the promise of resurrection after death. This is a promise that he makes. He says, I am that man. I am the hero you are looking for. And I am promising you that this will end and good will win. I'm promising you that. And eschatologically and soteriologically, this is the foundation of our faith. It is the foundation that there is a life beyond this life, and that promise is reliable. But he means more than that. He means something more than the future promise or the soteriological salvation that this statement provides. He means right now, right here, we can travel through uncertainty and difficulty and days of confusion differently. To understand what he's saying, we've got to be grammatical for a moment, so just buckle up. But what he's saying at the first phrase, I am the resurrection and the life, is grammatically interpreted as synonymous parallelism, that resurrection and life mean exactly the same thing. But it's possible to see them as complementary, not synonymous. That when he says, I am the resurrection, he means one thing. And when he says, I am the life, he means something different than the resurrection. He means life right now. He means life here and now, in the present. In the present, I am your life. I will give you life. I will guide your life. I will strengthen your life. He goes on to say, he who believes in me will live. And literally what it means is he who believes in me will come alive. will come alive even though he dies, even though he doesn't physically die, even though it feels like death. That's how it feels right now. It feels like death is encroaching on us. And so we have to go to our separate corners and isolate ourselves so that death doesn't overwhelm us. But if you're driving around, if you're operating a small business, if you are living comfortably in the rhythm of your life, something feels like it has died. He says, if you believe in me, you will come alive, even though the world around you feels like death. And when you come alive by believing in me, death will not triumph over you. Because death is the ultimate enemy. Death is the thing that even though we don't physically die, there are things that are killing us. I know this is true. You know how I know this is true? From the words of that great theologian. His name was Hamilton Porter. Hamilton Porter was one of the characters in one of my favorite movies of all time. Unbelievably, it was released way back in 1992, but it is a chronicle of my childhood, a chronicle of anyone of my generation. It is a movie called The Sandlot. And The Sandlot is the story of a group of young boys who gather together for a few summers to have a pickup baseball team. And it's really about the friendship and the life that they live together. If you're looking for something to do while you're quarantined, while you're isolated, watch The Sandlot. It's a great movie. Not right now. Don't go, stay with me. Don't. But watch The Sandlot sometime, and you will hear the words of Hamilton Porter. Hamilton Porter has some of the best lines in the movie. He's the one who says when they're hot and sweaty, he says, we're melting like a toasted cheeser. Or when they're making s'mores, they make s'mores in their little tree house, and he gives one to Scotty Smalls, who's the narrator. And Scotty Smalls says, what do you do with it? And he says, well, you eat it. Eat it. But the line that is good theology is the line that has become memes and quotes and T-shirts even to this day. When he looks at his friend Scotty Smalls and he says, you're killing me, Smalls. You're killing me. I think we all understand exactly what he meant. We understood that the situation, the circumstances, the context of their life was not life-giving. It felt like death. You're killing me. This coronavirus is killing me. And I don't mean that literally. I mean that in economic terms and in social terms and in metaphorical terms. It feels like death. But Jesus says, no, I'm the hero you're looking for. I am that man. I am the resurrection and the life. And the one who believes in me will come alive, even though the world feels like death. And whoever comes alive in me by believing in me will never be overpowered by the greatest enemy in the universe, death itself. And he says to Martha, he says to those of us who are in a hurry to worry, he says to those of us who are running toward the difficulties, who are saying, I want to make a difference, I want to matter, he says to us, do you believe this? Do you believe this? And it's Martha who makes the confession, which has become an archetype of the confessions of what it means to trust in Christ for your life. I do believe that you are the Son of the living God. You are the promised Messiah. You are the Savior of the world. He was able to tell those of us who are in a hurry to worry, the Marthas among us, that I am with you. I am with you now, not just the stopgap that saves us after life. I am here to give you life right now, in the midst of the difficulty. For all of those of us who are the Marthas of the world, for all of those of us who want to make a difference, he says, I'm your hero. I am that guy. follow me. Follow my example. Trust in me. But there's another type of person who, in the midst of trauma, and these are the Marys of the world. And the Marys are the ones who wait to worry. They wait to worry because they realize it's not important to do something, it's important to do the right thing. I'm thankful for the Marys in my life, the Marys in our world, because they're the ones who pause a beat. They're the ones who assess the landscape of the difficulty, and they say, here's all the things we could possibly do, but here's the best thing to do. We don't want to just do random things. We want to do the right things. These are the Marys of the world. These are the ones who take a moment and they wait to worry. But I'm concerned about the Marys of the world, because the Marys of the world are not unworried. They carry the burdens just like the Marthas do. They carry the weight of the difficulty, of the trauma, just like the Marthas, just like those who hurry to worry. Those who wait to worry are not ignorant of the difficulties. In fact, I am concerned that they actually internalize it and that they carry in their souls the weight of the weight, the heaviness of saying, no, I'll just wait a beat and then we'll decide. You see, the story goes on, and after Martha returns to the village of Bethany, and she says to her sister Mary, the teacher is here, the rabbi is here, Jesus is here, and he's asking for you. We don't know whether he was actually asking or not, but she says, he wants you to come out there. And Mary comes out, and you know how I know that those who wait to worry carry that weight as much as those who are in a hurry to worry? Because of what Mary says. When Mary comes out of the village of Bethany and comes to Jesus, she says word for word exactly the same thing that Martha said to Jesus. Lord, if you had been here, my brother would not have died. Now, like I said, we don't have a video. We can't tell what her body language was. We can't tell what her inflection was. But there is one thing that John notes about Mary coming to Jesus. It says she fell at his feet. And I like to believe, rather than with clenched teeth and an accusatory tone and a pointing finger, she fell at his feet. And from the depths of the weight of the loss of her brother, she said, Lord, if you had been here, if only you had been here, you are the one who could have saved him. You are the one who could have prevented his death. The interesting thing is the story, this part of the story comes to a conclusion, and Jesus doesn't answer her. He doesn't repeat the truth that he told to Martha. He doesn't say, I am the resurrection and the life, and the one who believes in me will live, and even though they die, and even though whoever lives and believes in me will never die. He doesn't say that. He asks Mary a question. Where have you laid him? Where is he? Because I'm going to show you, while you're carrying the weight of the weight, I'm going to show you who I am. I'm not going to tell you. I'm going to show you that I am the resurrection and the life. I'm going to show you what it means to be in me. You see, there are two types of people in our world today. The landscape of our culture is reflecting those who are in a hurry to worry, the Marthas, and I'm thankful for them because they're the first responders. They're the frontline caregivers. They're the people who are in our community centers, taking what food we can get from the community and redistributing it to the most vulnerable among us. They're the people who right away quarantined themselves and isolated themselves and were proactively careful for the benefit of others. What is going on is amazing for us to watch, and I'm watching people who are in a hurry to worry, and I'm thankful for them, but I realize that we need to remember the hero that we need. I'm also thankful for the Marys of the world. I have friends who are thoughtful and careful, who wait a beat before responding, because they don't just want to do anything, they want to do the right thing. They want to do the best thing. But I know that they carry the weight of that weight. And I'm concerned for all of us, whether we are running toward the problem or whether we are strategically planning how to get through the next few moments. We are all in this thing. And we all need a hero. And Jesus said, I'm the hero you're looking for, because I am the resurrection who can give you life right now. And if you believe in me, you will come alive. And even though it feels like you're surrounded by death, it feels like this is killing us, you will not die. Because whoever comes alive by believing in me will never be defeated by all of the death and all of the weight and all of the worry. See, I believe this was the genius of my friend Gerald Mann. I think when he said wait to worry, he wasn't saying don't worry. I think he knew that worry was part of the fabric of human existence, that we all experience it. But that there is wisdom in this idea that waiting to worry, if you can carry the weight, is a good reminder. And what he put into words was this notion that in the midst of the struggle, in the midst of the uncertainty, in the midst of the anxiety, there's a hero we can trust. Now you may say, well, that hero, that's not Batman. We know it's not Batman. Batman's the Dark Knight. Batman's kind of a, a sketchy character to begin with. And certainly, you would be reasonable to call into question whether or not I am Batman. If Dave is Batman, well, then we're pretty much up a creek. Things are desperate when I say I am Batman. I can tell you for sure that Jesus never said, I am Batman. He made some pretty outrageous claims, the most outrageous of which was that I am the resurrection and the life. And the one who believes in me will come alive, and death will not overwhelm you. And whoever comes alive and believes in me will never be overwhelmed by the uncertainty and the anxiety and the worry and the fear of life. See, Jesus is the superhero we need. Because even though he never said, I am Batman, he said, I am that man. Thanks for being here today. In just a few moments, we're going to throw it over to Casey McPherson, and he's going to lead us in some reflection and some worship. Thanks for joining us. Hopefully you'll stay with us and reflect on this with Casey for just a few moments. We'll see you again soon. Stay safe.
Remember, as you go through the week, God is faithful. And all my life you have been faithful. All my life you have been so good. Every breath that I am able, oh, I'm gonna sing of the goodness of God. Sing it with us now. All my life
is there something you want to wrap up?
Yeah, I just want to let you know, and you'll be seeing more things about this. If you need help, go to the Riverbend website. There's a help page. So if you're shut in, you need help with groceries, you need help with getting medication, whatever that stuff. You need a phone call because you're just struggling and you need someone to talk to. Go there and let us know you need some of the help, or call the church because we're gonna try to help you. And the same thing, if you want to help make phone calls, maybe take some medication to someone, you can sign up there to help us do that. We really want to keep trying to care for our community. It shifts and changes every week, every day. But we love you guys. We want to take care of you. We want to take care of each other. So thanks for being here today.
Yeah, thanks for being here. Casey, bring us home, brother.
Kevin says go. Hey guys, Wes and I are in quarantine now, and I'm sure some of you are just hanging out at home. Nice to have Dave and the team, now I get to experience what you were experiencing by watching the service at home. Thought we worship a little bit. Feel free to just leave it on. Feel free to participate. If you got any prayer requests, just start typing them in because there's people on here that will be praying for you. Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. I think that's the wrong key, actually. That sounds right. I don't even know if I'm on right now. Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. I once was lost, but now was blind, but now I see. When we've been there 10,000 years, bright shining as the sun. We've no less days to sing God's praise. And when we first begun, I have this hope as an anchor for my soul. Through every storm, I will hold you with endless love. All my fears are swept away. And everything I will hold you And this hope is the anchor for my soul. My God, you stand unshakable, unshakable. Unchanging one, who was to come. You promised sure you won't let go. There is hope and the promise of your cross. 'Cause you give everything to save the world you love. And this hope is the anchor for my soul. My God, you stand unshakable, unshakable. Will lead me on. Good morning. I think everything's working. We've got some songs to sing for you guys. Let's see. Karen wants some prayer. Lee Travis friends that went to Roatan. So if you guys, as people are asking for prayer, just go ahead and put it up here. And then if you guys can pray for them, just type in that you're praying for them and what you're praying, and that'll help. Okay, it's working. That's great. Okay, let's see. This next tune, "I Will Come," reminds me of part of our battle, part of our risk here is learning how to ask God to come and be in our rooms, in our houses. We're used to being so busy. And if you got kids, you're probably making lunch. But if you don't, or if you're alone, or you're sitting there on the couch, just close your eyes. Take a deep breath. And if your kids are able to do this, try this too, and just ask him to come. Ask him to fill your house with his presence. Ask him to expand kind of your mind and your soul and your heart to feel peace, and he'll meet you. So Lord, that's what we ask for this morning. you come when I am lonely? Will you come when I am angry? Will you come when I am hiding from everyone, my rising sun? Will you come if I don't know you? Will you come if I can't feel you near? Will you come when I am empty? Would you fill me up, my rising sun, my rising Hey Ray, hey Angela, Krista, Leah. Will you come when I'm lonely? Will you come when I am angry? Will you come when I am hiding from everyone, my rising sun? Will you come when I don't know you? Will you come when I can't feel you near? Will you come when I am empty? Would you fill me up, my rising sun, my rising sun? My rising sun. You are here when I am lonely, and you are here when I am angry. You are here when I am hiding from everyone, my rising sun. Oh, you are here when I don't know. Oh, you are here when I can't feel. Oh, you are here when I am empty. You're my rising sun. Would you fill me up? My rising sun, my rising sun. My rising sun. Fill our homes with peace. Fill our homes with peace as we stand. Would you fill our hearts with peace? Would you fill our hearts with peace as we watch? We don't know. We don't know. We know you do. If we can trust you. Would you fill our kids with peace. Would you fill our kids with peace as they stay home? Would you fill our family with peace? Would you fill our family with peace as we stay home? 'Cause we don't know. But we know that you do. 'Cause I don't know. I know you. You are here when I am lonely. You are here when I get angry. You are here when I am hiding. You fill me up by rising sun. Would you fill me up by rising sun? By rising sun. Yeah, Lord, we ask that you do fill us with some peace. And give us creative ways of, help us be creative with how we're handling this time. Hey, Wes! Wes! She must be asleep. I was going to see if she wanted to sing with me. Walk. That's right. Walking around these walls. I thought by now they'd fall. Thanks, Lori. But you have never failed me. Waiting for change to come, knowing the battle's won. For you have never failed me yet. And your promise still stands. Great is your faithfulness when I am faithless. I'm still in your hands. This is my confidence. You never failed me yet. Even when I don't see it. I know the night won't last. Your words will come to pass. My heart will sing your praise again. Jesus, you're still enough to keep me within your love. My heart will sing your praise again. Your promise still stands. Great is your faithfulness when I am faithless. I'm still in your hands. This is my confidence. You never fail me yet. Even when I don't see it. See you move the mountains, and I believe I'll see you do it again. Make a way when there is no way, and I believe I'll see you do it again. I'll see you do it again. Your promise still stands. Great is your faithfulness when I am faithless. I'm still in your hands, and this is my confidence. Never fail me yet. Even when I don't see it. I'm feeling better. I don't know about you guys, but I'm feeling better already. So I think there's a little bit of a lag here. Every now and then I see an angry face come on. I'm always wondering who that is. But I get it. I've lost my temper a little bit over this last few days, being stuck in here. But what I'll do sometimes, even though I'm not a huge fan of listening to like straight up Christian music, because I like my Radiohead and other stuff. But what I'll do sometimes, I'll just type in Bethel or something on YouTube, and I'll let it run. An ex-girlfriend of mine actually was doing that, and it's great because you just let this music kind of run in your house, and it keeps your mind and your soul. You know, if you're playing like really relaxing, meditative stuff, it will kind of help. It's helping me and Wes kind of run through our days. So that might be something worth trying out. Take these tainted hands, wash me in your love. Come. I will only sing you praise. I want to only sing you praise. I want to only sing you praise. Take this mountain away. Take these ocean tears. Hold me through the trial. Come like hope again. Even when the fight seems lost, I'll praise you. Even when it hurts like hell, I'll praise you. Even when it's hard, no sense to sing louder than I'll sing your praise. I want to only sing your praise. When it gets hard to sing your praise, help us to want to sing your praise. Lord, my heart burns only for you. You are all and my soul waits only for you. I will sing till the morning has come. Lord, my heart burns only for you. You are all I want, and my soul waits only for you. I will sing till the morning has come. I will always sing your praise. 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 stuck inside. Help me look when I've got anxiety. Help me look when I'm feeling fear. Help me look for you when I'm lonely. When I'm lonely. When I'm stuck inside. Help me look when I'm feeling anxiety. Help me look when I am afraid. Help me when I'm scared. I'm lonely. Help me look for you. Help me look for you. Help me look for you. We pray for the nurses and the doctors on the front lines. Pray for the patients that are scared and thinking about their own life. Pray for our elders, they stay safe away. Pray for our economy, the ones that lost their jobs, watching their bank accounts. Help us look on. Help us look on. Help us look on. Help us look on you. Help us look on you. Pray for the scientists, the testing medication. Give them your creativity. Find a vaccine. Help us look on you. Help us look on you. Help us look on you. I want to only sing your praise when I am so afraid. I want to only sing your praise when I get so afraid. I want to only sing your praise. Oh, Kevin's telling me to wrap up. It's always Kevin telling me to do that. All right, guys. May you have a great Sunday. May your house be filled with peace. And we'll be doing some really cool kind of live shows throughout the week on Facebook. So please try to tune in around 7. I know we got something on Thursday and Friday, maybe something on Wednesday too. So love you guys. Prayers for y'all. And we'll see y'all online.